Good morning, traders. This is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with your midday market pulse update for Tuesday, November 3rd. Okay, we've got a nice 2.3% rally going on across the board. Let's take a look at the charts and see where we might be finding some resistance this afternoon or where the next breakout levels would be. Okay, got a SPY 2-hour chart. I know there's a lot of lines here and I apologize about that, but let's walk through it. I put on the fib retracements in brown of this down move from here to here. We punched through the 38% level this morning, and now we're at a key spot, this 338, which is the confluence of the 50% retrace plus lateral resistance here at 338. We got the high volume over price bar. We've got these reactions here. So on shorter time frames, we'll see that price is consolidating underneath this 338. Should we break above in the afternoon, or at any point, then your next target will be the top of the box, 341.50, which aligns really well with the 618 retracement. So just in a few days, we broke below the box, went to the bottom, and now with a final push, we'll be back up at the top of the box. So this would, however, be a logical place for price to stall right here at 338. So being able to punch through that resistance level and that fib level would definitely show some additional buying pressure, power, whatever you want to call it. We've got a bull cross working here on momentum and a breakout in RSI above the 50 line. And you can see here on the 30-minute chart that price has jumped back into this 30-minute down channel and has filled the gap right up to the top. We've spent a couple hours here right below 338, and if we were to pop above, your first resistance is going to be like 340, and then 341.50 would be that 618 retracement level shown on the other chart. There is a gap up here that starts at 343. That's probably asking a lot. I mean, honestly, for today, if we're sitting at 2.3, 2.4%, 4% move isn't outside the realm of possibility, but I would favor it running out of gas either here against the channel or at the top of the box here at 341.50. Let's look at the cues. Price had filled this little gap here. I will take that out. And then the next objective here for price would be a move up to the bottom of this gap at 278.64. And then that would be a place where I would expect difficulty punching above that. But if it does, then you've got a path to a gap fill at 282. It'll have to negotiate 280, which would be a big level, and 282 would be a big level as well. But it is definitely showing some power, moving right through this 275 area, filling this gap, and not showing any signs of retreat thus far. You can see this flagging action here right below 277. You can do your own little measured move if you want. You could take, here's the bottom of the flagpole, Here's your flag. And on a breakout, you project up here in the 283 area. So that'll be something to look forward to. I don't know if it can do that today, but the next objective is 277. Then the top of the downtrend channel at around 278.50, and then the bottom of this gap here near 280. IWM, big gap higher, jumped completely over this existing gap, made a run right to 160 where it has since stalled. So that's the level we've been keying off of like forever. On a break above 160, you could get long and look for a move up to this bottom of the gap at 161.37, and then a potential gap fill up to 163. Now, if price pulls back, as long as it holds 158, you're fine. And in fact, if you didn't get in this morning, you want to see that come back and test 158. That would give you a great entry with a tight stop just below 158, and then you can get on board for a potential move back to 160, and then a potential breakout to 161.37. Here it is. Excuse me. Here it is on the 30-minute chart. We had the impulsive move higher up to resistance, and now it's backing and filling, gathering some energy to see if it wants to break out above 160. Facebook offered a real nice trade this morning. We had talked about getting long on a recapture of 264 with a clear path to 270. That's exactly what happened. Broke above, quick move up to 270 where it has since stalled. Now, from a technical standpoint, if price came back to 264, you could buy it with a tight stop below and look for a move back up, or wait for a breakout above 270 where you can get long on the recapture of this trend line, and then look for 276. And you can see, like right in here is a substantial thin zone where there hasn't been a lot of transactions. So if price could break above 270 and recapture this uptrend line, I think you see a fast move up to 276. And if you had gotten long from this morning, I would be, if you didn't close out right here at resistance, then I would certainly be, rolling up your strikes, booking that profit, and then looking to extend the trade up to 276, where I would suspect with all this price action here, 276 will be a harder nut to crack for price on any breakout above here. Apple, we talked about getting long on a break above 110. You're not going to get rich on that trade, at least thus far, but it has been a nice trade. The break above 110 has carried it up to 111. You really want to see a push up to the bottom of the gap here at 112, and then you've got an opportunity to go to 113 and potentially 115. Tesla's had a nice morning too. We talked about buying a recapture of 410, looking for 420. You got that. And we talked about above 420, you can look to 430 as the next target. Didn't quite make that. I don't have the detail on it, but it was like 428, something like that. Now this afternoon, it's got to hold 420. And as long as it holds 420, then the bullish move remains intact, and you can look for 430. But on any move back below 420, then you're probably looking at 410 again. And I mean, just notice how nice these levels have worked. You know, I mean, going back for forever. And that's the nice thing. Once you identify, you know, your key levels, they don't change. It's all based on price action. And I mean, these 420, 410, and 430 have been gold if you've been actively trading Tesla. So continue to lean on them as long as they continue to work. Microsoft talked about a recapture of this 204.50. You got that, and you got a nice little $4 move right up here to 208, and now resistance is going to be 208.84 at the bottom of the gap. If there's a real strong afternoon push above this 208.84, call it 209, you've got an open door to 213. So you can play it the way you like, but if you get into this area here, you may want to roll up your strikes, or if you got long like right here, you can just hold on and trail your stop up on any pullback. So right now, as long as it holds 207, I think you're fine on the long side, and hopefully you'll get a little breakout above this 208.84 and then open the door for a gap fill. Amazon. If you were on top of your game on the open, you got a beautiful chance for a long. See the tail right here that reached back down to double check this 29.75 level? If you got that move anywhere close, then you got your nice $75 move up here, where it has since stalled to a certain degree. And if you caught that move and you're still in the trade, make sure you raise your stops. You don't want to see this thing come back and wipe away your gains. So that was a nice trade, though. If you got that entry, that was beautiful. Nice job on that. If this turns out to be a little flag structure, you can look for a move up here towards 31.50, you know, halfway. If this flag is halfway, then your extended move is going to be up towards 31.50. If there's an afternoon push, you'll run into resistance at 3100, but then after that, you can fill this gap and then go up here to the next level of overhead resistance. Google. Here too, you had a reach back to 1610, gave you a nice entry, and it has since moved up towards this 1660, where you can see on Friday that had trouble right there at that level on Friday afternoon, and then, you know, it's pulling back from there. So anyhow, that was a nice move if you caught it. Might have been a little bit tougher than the others, but the entry was there on this reach back candle to double check that 1610. Netflix. Here too, you had an opening candle where you could have got long 480, and you got your move up to 494. And I mean, this is what technical trading is all about. Bottom of the box, top of the box. Bottom of the box, top of the box. Bottom, top, bottom, blowout, come back, Yeah, I mean, right here, bulls need a breakout above 494. Otherwise, as long as that resistance holds, then chances are on any kind of weakness, you're going to come back to 480 again. So right here at the top of the box, 494, that's your pivot. You need a breakout to get up to 505 and this gap from before. A little excitement with Alibaba today. They are, I believe, the biggest shareholder in the Ant Financial IPO, and that IPO, that Ant Financial IPO, was suspended in both China and Hong Kong this morning, and put the number on Baba shares. It was down 10% at one point, came down to touch this trend line, and has since bounced. So now it's working on backfilling this gap. You can see where the 50 comes in. I don't have a trade on it or anything like that, but I think what happened was Jack Ma got on the wrong side of some people, and now they're questioning the reserves and all this other kind of stuff that would have been done months and months and months ago, you know, on the IPO registration when they reviewed financials and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, everything was fine until Jack Ma opened his mouth, giving some speeches over there, something that didn't sit well with the powers that be. So Ant Financial's kind of on the ropes now. I'm sure they'll get it squared away, but not by Thursday when the thing was supposed to open. So Baba shares are trading down on that. KRE, nice morning, 3%. Couple of gaps here. You would have had to buy that last week or on Friday to get that move. Otherwise, you know, tough getting an entry right here in the middle of the range. But shows strength in the financials, strength in the regional banks, and that's reflected in the strength in IWM. This plug that we highlighted this morning is up about 9%. It gapped higher on the open. So now what we'd like to see, you know, if you weren't able to get this entry, is a little back test, little back gap fill here to the trend line, and then reaccelerate to the upside. Big C is also up 9%. We talked about this stock this morning. Had to hold here at key support, and it certainly did that, and now it's up nicely. But keep your alarm set. If you grab this first thing this morning, kudos to you. You're up nicely, and that's a job well done. Industrials failed, went down to the September low, and is right back up to breaking out above this 79.5, 80 level. So that bodes well if it can hold that in the days ahead. Energy not doing anything, popped up a little bit and gave most of it back. And DR Horton, surprising, it was up and now it's down just a little bit. So anyways, those were the tickers that we went through this morning. So recap. We're at key resistance on really across the board on all the indexes. IWM is wrestling with 160 and needs to break out there. On any back test, it needs to hold 158. On the Qs, wrestling with 277, needs a break above to run up to the channel high that we discussed. And then SPY is wrestling with, let's check that again, I forgot the level. Wrestling with 338, and this is a live chart, so it's backing off a little bit right now, but Any break above 338 gives an open door to the top of this channel and potentially 341.50. And, you know, keep your stops trailed. I mean, things don't go up forever, and you don't want to give back nice gains, especially if you're able to grab some of these nice entries on Facebook and Amazon and some of these other ones, even the indexes. Microsoft had a nice entry level that you could have grabbed. So I hope you're trading well this morning. Nice green day. I don't want to go out on a limb saying, you know, this bodes well for tomorrow or, you know, whatever. They can take this all the way by 4 o'clock if they want to, you know, into the election news that's going to start flowing tonight. So keep it light. Don't view this as, you know, FOMO. You're gonna miss out on a bunch of stuff. It's nice to have a green day, but we haven't really changed a whole lot technically in the bigger picture. Still printing lower highs at this point, so we haven't broken back above to say we're in a new uptrend. So let's be clear about that, but take advantage of the price action while we can, right? So let's see what the afternoon brings. If you're new to the channel, I certainly appreciate you stopping by and listening. I hope you like the content, and if so, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on board, and hit the alarm bell and you'll get notified of new content every time I post a video. And also check over in the show notes where you'll find links to the blog site. A lot of good articles in there on trading psychology and trade school and a bunch of stuff, as well as a link to subscribe to all my content. And once you do that, you'll get an email bright and early every morning to help you read into the markets and get prepared for the trading day. And also you'll get a link to our chat room where you can mingle with a bunch of other good traders and expand your trading network. So hope to see you there. This has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Have a good rest of your afternoon, and talk to you next time.